Dick Heiser. I'm a potter, sometimes an old curmudgeon, but I try not to be. See, you can edit that out. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to make a mug. And there are all kinds of mugs we can make, and we can make all kinds of fancy ones, but we're going to keep this simple and straight-sided. And then after we make the mug, we're going to put a handle on it through the magic of video. So anyway, I have a ball of clay, and for most mugs that I make, I measure my mugs by what will fit in my hands. And I'm going to put it on the wheel and knock it in place. Sometimes people throw their clay on the wheel, and then it lands over here, and then they have to slide it. So basically, we put it in the middle. All right, a little speed, a little water, and we're going to see what happens. Now, this may take a little longer than 5 minutes.
What clay are you using, Dick?
Oh, I am using some kind of scrap clay. Now I'm using little loafers here, and the first thing we're doing is centering it. Little loafers is a mid-range stoneware clay. And now we've got this thing pretty well centered in the wheel, and which is where we want to start. And we're going to come back and we're going to open it up. Very simply put, go down and spread it open so we have a flat bottom mug. I'm going to come back and compress this bottom a little bit because I don't want it to crack. And now that it's compressed, we're going to come back, make a little more water. I'm just going to seal this mug together, make sure it's all on center, and there we have it. Nope, it is not done yet. Now, I tend to not use a lot of water at this point. It's going to be interesting to see. Come down, I'm going to start pulling this thing up. And I say this is a straight-sided mug. So we're just going to come straight up. I know, I'm sorry, there's no background music. You'll have to listen to me sing, make noises. And I see the production assistant in the background rolling their eyes. So anyway, one more pull, and we'll have a pretty much of a straight mug. Now, a lot of mugs I do are, I measure out it depends on the size. And so I know I'm looking for a 10 to 12 ounce, and this is just about right. And I know that because I have a way of measuring, like I measure with my hands. So I know that's how much clay I need, and I also measure with my needle tool, and I know that's about where I want it before I finish it. I'm going to take this rim off and make a good mess doing that. I'll take it off again because that mess was unintentional, and I'm hoping that Michelle and the other producers will edit that one out. But, so, we've got this little mug, and if I can get hold of, if I didn't bite my fingernails, I wouldn't have this problem. I'm saying all kinds of stuff, it's all personal.
It's great.
Well, I don't care. Yeah. Okay, little rib, middle rib. You don't have to take the throwing rings out, but I'm doing it anyway. We make, that's the royal we make a lot of mugs that we put decorations on and paint on and draw on. And so they end up with a very smooth surface so that we can draw on them. Now we're going to do the rim. Now the fun part for me with doing a rim on a mug, some people just round their rim. Now I use my fingers to make the rim. First thing I'm going to do here is I'm just going to kind of round it a little bit. That's all well and good. Some people are okay with that. But for mugs, I like to make a drinking rim. So I use, again, fingertips. People used to use a chamois cloth, a piece of plastic, or something else. Old piece of t-shirt. Then it would wind up in the clay bucket, and then it would wind up in the clay, and then you're throwing something, and it's a mess when you reclaim your clay. I'm going to take my fingers here and just kind of squeeze that rim with the sponge and make a little bit of a slope on it. So I've got a rim that's easier on the lips. Okay, final step in the throwing is I always like to take a little bit off the bottom just because I want to have a nice undercut. You know, I'm not taking a whole lot off. Turn the tool. I'm going to cheat this one because if I did what I normally do during the video, this would make a big mess. And let's cut that off. Pull it free. And voila, we have a mug. Except we do have to get it off the wheel. Now, one thing we don't do, I don't do, is I don't throw in bats. And if you know what bats are round fake wheel heads you can put on the wheel. I try to keep everything dry so that all I have to do is take the wire, cut it off, dry my hands, pick it up, and set it out of the way. Voila, we have a mug.